about an artist who remembers what his name was. Oh, I didn't say called out. Go ahead. You got it. Let's give him a round of applause. That was awesome. You remember from 1 week ago. Ezra Jack Keats, you looked at his books. We talked about his books. We talked about where he got his stories. We talked about how his stories came from things that he saw around him when he was growing up. So what we are going to do is we are going to make our own books over this last term. And these books that we're making are going to be based on some stories that happened to us when we were kids. So I made one. I made an example one. This is something that happened to me when I was 16. It's a real story. Fatima, that's a check. I had just gotten my driver's license, and I lived in Iowa, which has a lot of countryside. So I would go driving all the time. So this book is called Miss New Collins Goes for a Drive. Miss New Collins decided to go for a drive. The sky was blue, the grass was green, and the wind blew warmly. Miss New Collins turned, that's a check. Miss New Collins turned around the bend. Screech! Still as statues and just as silent stood hundreds, no, thousands of deer looking at her. That's a check. No calling out, guys. She blinked. They blinked. She blinked again. And they were gone. The field as empty as if they'd never been there. And she wondered if it had been a dream. But who sees the clue that I put in here to show you that it wasn't a dream? Go ahead.
You can see half of the deer's body.
You can see half of the deer's body right there. So I want you guys all to take a second and close your eyes. And think about something that happened to you when you were a kid that made you feel very strongly. And when I say strongly, that means it could make you feel happy, it could make you feel sad, it could make you feel angry, it could make you feel bored. Just something that you remember clearly because it made you feel something. You don't have to say it out loud. I'm going to count to 5. And when I get to 5, I want you to open your eyes and make the face that will tell me how your story is going to make me feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see. Lots of happy. That's good. I like happy stories. But I do see an angry story, sullen story, surprise story. Very nice, guys. Oh, happy story. Like, I see varying degrees of happy. I see like kind of happy, and I see ecstatically happy, right? I want you to take 2 minutes, turn to your neighbors, and tell them your story.
Okay.
So what you're going to do today is you're going to make what's called a storyboard. You guys might be familiar with what a storyboard is. It's like a plan. It's a way for us to figure out what our stories are going to be about. You may have noticed that there was 4 pages. There's 1, there's 2.
No, 2, 3.
I'm counting. 2, 3, and 4. And I did it in a couple different ways. In my first page, I put my writing on one side and my picture on the other. On my second page, I made my picture go all the way across, and I put my writing on that picture. On my third page, I kind of did both. I put my writing all the way across, and I kind of made it into a picture, and then I did one picture and one writing. So what you guys are going to decide is how you want to tell your story in 4 pictures. You can draw first, or you can write first, whatever you feel more comfortable with. So with mine, first I would put my name on it, because we always put our name on things. And then I would say, what's the first picture that I'm going to do? And my first picture, if I was going back, would be that I was going for a ride in my car. So I'd want to think about how to show people that I was riding in my car. So I would draw my car from the back, like that, and I wanted to be in the country, so I'll put a lot of leaves on there. Okay, and then I know I see it, I'm going to talk to you later about it. The other thing that I want to do is I also want to start planning out what my writing is going to be. Now, since this is a plan, it doesn't have to be your final. So you can just kind of like get your thoughts out. This is a way to just get your thoughts out and just kind of like start thinking what your book is going to be. Girls, I'm going to have to talk to you in a little bit. And so down here, where there's a lot of writing, I might want to write out what exactly I want to be on that page. So I don't know, I said Miss New Collins went for a drive, right? So I could just write down Miss New Collins went for a drive. Okay, does anyone have any, sorry, then I would keep going. I would fill all 4 boxes, but I don't want to use up your time.